What's up, everyone?
What up, y'all?
It's so weird starting the show and it's sunny still outside.
I'm kind of glad. Like I said, I still got to go do a walk after this, so I need it to be sunny.
Yeah.
Let me guess, Josh, you're gonna have to catch the rest later. What up, Bruce?
What's up, Bruce?
Greg O'Reed.
Happy Wednesday, Reds. I love it.
Yep, yeah, I called it. What up, Thomas? Dang, Mark
TP.
Yeager on. Ain't seen Mark in a minute. What's up, brother?
Yeah.
He got all his family out running around chasing hail and stuff, so I don't know where everybody's at the moment. They've been kind of running.
Yeah, I knew where a couple of them were, but I don't know now.
I think they're all doing this.
Yeah. There's one of them, bro, Brendan.
Yo, B. What up, B? Shalom. What's up, Mr. Green?
So yeah, we I know you've been busy. I've actually been busy. Great thing. Not gonna complain.
Not at all. I was bitch boy today though. I had to drive vans or drive U-Haul. So
well, that's good. I mean, but like you said, while you're doing that, it allowed Ray to get stuff done that he's working on. There he is.
Look at the devil.
So yeah.
Yeah,
so it's not like anybody standing around not doing anything. It's
and I told him I never asked him to do anything I wouldn't do. And like today, I knew he had more pressing stuff than I did. It's like, well, I'll get this part done. You handle your business, and everything got handled. So it worked out great. ATL at the moment in hot Atlanta. What up, Melissa? How you doing?
How you doing? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we got a great show tonight.
I'm excited,
and we've already been having fun.
Oh yeah,
talking and trying to get lighting and all that straightened out. So.
And the good side. I'm on my good
side. See them laughing in the background, but no. Excited to have these two on and get to know them a little bit better and let everybody else get to know them a little bit better.
It's a good time to have them on too with hail popping off everywhere. Why not have some hail chasers on here? Talk about what's going on in the world.
Hudson said, I can't stick around, but ask Corey when he's going to start his OnlyFans account for such a pretty face.
Hudson, you're going to miss it. Apparently, we're going to talk about Brazilian waxes, so might turn him on.
Oh, man. Anyway, without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get them on here.
Let's do it.
And get talking. So, what's up, guys?
What's up? How's it going?
Oh,
we should go ahead and get this Brazilian wax thing out of the way if Hudson's still here. I mean, give him a
preview. Just go ahead and get it for him. Hey, hold on a minute, Hudson. Don't go nowhere.
Oh, goodness.
One thing we weren't supposed to talk about.
This seems to happen pretty rarely, very often.
Oh, there's a lot that we don't need to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Well, we always seem to for some reason. So.
Hudson always pops up and asks the funny, weirdest questions. And
he does. So. We love Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
but anyway,
Hudson from be my first subscriber.
You get a freebie.
You get that platinum account.
Send him a picture of your foot.
It'd be my Concho.
I know we've already
cheeks apart.
Oh gosh.
Couldn't resist.
Yeah, I know we've talked a little bit, before the show and all that, but we'll go ahead and ask you again. Where y'all at right now?
If you want to disclose.
If you want to disclose.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I'm in Newton, Georgia working in a body shop. So it's going all right. Just trying to knock the rust off and get me a little gas money onto the next one,
Nice. About what time, how long what kind of off season did you have? How long was you off from hail before you got back into it?
And it was a crazy year last year and didn't end up. I usually like to be done. My rule is March 1st to October 31st. And just my first 3 years in hail, I worked 3 straight years and just never had a break. And I said, I'll never do that again. So
yeah,
I get to October 31st and it just worked out where I had to work till mid-November. Then we were home for a week, then turned around and went down and remodeled the beach house. Thought that'd take 2 months, ended up taking 3 months. Got back, was home for like a week and a half and back on the hail trail. So it's been nuts.
We had less than a month off this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Been out of our house for like 5 weeks in the past year. So
wow.
Yeah,
I couldn't
so
imagine.
we call that our camper, our house, and our home in Missouri, our storage unit. So
I can see that.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
We'll start out like we do every. What's that?
It's been fortunate, to stay busy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
it's good.
Because you hear, you've got those that are busy and you got those that are
Right.
wondering where the heck they can go. But
Right.
And you probably never have to check on people's families and stuff. You probably get a call pretty
Once in a while. That's what everybody says, but it's harder than people think it is. It's like, man, you probably get all kinds of calls. I'm like, man, I might get 2 or 3 a year. I'm serious. Like, I don't get as many calls as people think I do. But
right.
That's got to grind it out like everybody else.
Yeah.
There's Dougie Fresh.
Oh yeah, I love Doug. He showed. I know why he's on. He's like, "Oh, Corey's gonna be on. We're gonna talk about cars." I guarantee. We have an ongoing joke. Like, my white truck's his truck, and his green truck's mine. I was like, "Well, you wash my truck for me?"
Yeah. He's a car guy. He's the one that's got all the nice stuff.
Oh, he does, man. That Typhoon, I love that thing too.
Danger's got it made up in the Northwest.
Well, yeah. I mean, everything he charges like $5,000 for a door dent. So the only problem he's got's rain.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But he can get it there though. He can get the money.
Oh yeah.
So how did let's start out like we do everybody else, and how'd you find out and get into this wonderful world of PDR? And then I guess Corey, you can kind of start, and then Brittany, you kind of chime in on how you got dragged into this too. So
yeah. So anyway, I was a body man, and then body man for like 3 or 4 years, then went to training to be an actual in-house dent guy. And then just one thing led to another, and started, doing some route stuff on the side. And then the route got busier, then got hooked up with another guy, with Adam Williams. And he got trained by the same guy I did. And then he was getting busier, and he's like, man, why don't you just come work for me full time? And then so ended up working for him full time for 3 years, and kind of chase hail here and there, and then decided working on cow kicks and deer hits and all that stuff all the time. I liked hail a lot better, so
yeah.
So I went on the hail trail, and here I am. Now I'm sitting across the road from a turkey barn in the truck.
It's funny how everybody's different too. Like, me and Brandon kind of preferred the smashes. I'm decent with it. Brandon's obviously awesome at it. I'm decent, but then we got our guys like you, John Yeager, who prefer the hail, that are amazing at it. So it's cool how we all. Yeah,
I don't mind doing the smashes, but I don't know. Just then the smash guys, like, I don't see how you get there and stare at a roof for 8 hours. I'm like, I don't know. That part's easy.
Right.
It's
just a different mindset.
Exactly.
It really is.
Exactly. I don't mind doing hail. It's just, I don't do it as often as y'all. So,
right.
I don't, as far as speed wise, man, you see some of these guys who can actually do it clean and really fast. And it's like, how?
Yeah.
I'd be staring at the same dent for an hour. Anyway,
that hailstorm we had in 2020 when Yeager came down, like, he said something about teaming up, partnering up. So I'm like, dude, you have yours, I'll have mine, because you're going to run circles around me. That just ain't going to be fair. Like,
Yeah. So somehow 16 years later, still doing it. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who trained you?
Van Yarnell.
Van Yarnell?
He did, yeah. Somehow. He spent half the time at the lake or the antique store, but somehow. But, got out of that and was able to finish a shallow nickel by the time I left there. And I really give it to Adam Williams. That guy's a smash guy too. And that's where I learned all that. So, I mean, he's the one that really, got me to where I'm at. I'll give him that. So,
now, were you guys together when you got in when you used bodywork and got in the?
No, I didn't even know him. I happened to call,
I was talking about Brittany, but yeah.
I thought you were talking about her.
No, yeah, he didn't.
Oh, no. So how that worked out, I was working in her uncle's body shop in South Carolina. So.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, here's this guy you need to meet. He can't wait to meet you. He's so excited. He had no idea who I was. But.
So you work in a town of 3,000 people for 10 months by yourself. Next thing you know, you got a wife. You know,
it was a love connection.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Got bored, I guess. I don't know.
Right. So, Brittany, you were working at the body shop. Was you doing estimates and stuff? Oh, okay.
I actually wasn't. I was basically kind of like an office manager at a metal fabrication company.
Really?
Doing accounts payable, receivable, and purchase ordering, and just any and everything they needed me to do. And
all right.
Which is basically the same concept, you know,
yeah.
in the dent business. You're still ordering parts and you're doing this and keeping jobs in line. It's just, you know, different line of work. So
yeah, I was about to say that experience had to be helpful when she came on board with you.
Yeah, and
you know, all the business programs, Excel and all that stuff, you know. So
right.
For a while, I didn't really have my hands in it like I do now. I kind of was like, you know, and then I slowly found my place. I saw where I could be useful. And I knew that these guys, like some of the guys have just, they don't handle that kind of stress very well. And I work good under high pressure and, you know, fast moving things. And so I'm like, hey, let me just show you what I can do. And so I've just kind of, it is very hard too for people to trust you and you tell them that you can do it, but I love doing it. I'm good at it.
Well, there's definitely a void of, you know, I mean, especially for like you guys, you know, you're whatever, 1-2 man operations. You get a massive storm. I mean, you can't hire somebody on the spot and try to train them, and then when the storm's over, you don't need them. So,
well, it's better calling someone else like y'all in, because you've got basically like the Rolodex of the techs that y'all like to use and who like to work for y'all, that call y'all in and y'all can handle that part of getting the right techs and stuff like that in.
And I carry like CCC with me through Cloudburst, so I can write actual insurance, an estimate that insurance is familiar with versus I'm sure they see mobile tech a lot more, but they like to speak their own language. So it's nice to be able to have that and also, you know, say, hey, I can start to finish except fix the cars.
Right. So we love about this guy Noah with his DenOps, like them CCC estimates get approved so much quicker than a mobile tech RX. So
I mean, she's like, you know, a dent guy, brings her own stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we carry computer desk. I mean, a full office in the back of her car. You know, I mean, just I drive that Explorer, but
it's a convertible because
the folders, everything you need, you could just set up an office. Just
like in less than an hour, I can be.
Oh, that's awesome!
And you're not out running. Well, I need this and I need that. It's like, man, we already got it. We're ready to roll. So
that's awesome. Yeah, Brittany, I think you were one of the first ladies that I told Amanda I'd like her to reach out to when she was thinking about getting into working with me and stuff. I was like, you need to hit up Brittany, because we had met you at the first meetup or whatever. So
yeah, absolutely.
I was like, that's a great start right there. So.
Yeah, it's great having somebody like that, because me, I don't want to run it. I'd rather push.
No,
you know,
you're right.
I don't want you to run it either.
Right? Yeah.
And it's sometimes I got this. You know, I mean, it takes forever to do all that stuff, and by the time you ain't got time. The next thing you know, you're working all night long, and I mean, what's the point? You know.
Plus, just that. I mean, you could, if you just put your head down in the corner and push dents too, you can make. If you chose to, or if you have other accounts,
what is it cost?
You
CCC?
can
it's like
go.
Corey, let Brittany answer that.
Oh my God. Like, you know, if you have, say, you have a retail location like you do, Andy. I don't know about you, Brandon, but you know, and you also have several different body shops that you also service. You know, if you need to go bounce around and keep everyone happy, you know. That frees up that time for you to do that. But if you don't and you just want to work and not deal with the paperwork, then that's your option as well too. So it's nice. CCC is, I think, what?
Well, it depends, because you can buy different packages, and
you
then
can have like
I think it's like $1,500 or $1,800 a year. And then, but if you want to get like on your phone,
no, it's more than that. I think it's $225 a month. And
whatever that equates to, a couple grand.
But I think like the next package up, if you wanted like on your phone or however, it's like $900 a month.
Yeah, it gets pretty expensive. If you get the basic package, I mean, honestly, compared to mobile tech,
But it's only a Windows.
It's not far off, but then you got to plug it around the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know,
it's only Windows based.
So it's got its drawback on that. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Brandon both got Macs. We're sitting over like, God dang it.
It's not as practical for the guys to carry as it is like mobile tech. You have it right at your fingertips on your phone. But for CCC to be on your phone, it's like $900 a month.
Well, that's what raised my team member that we hired him 1st of March, and he's body shop estimator, so he's familiar with CCC. So we played around with the idea, and I even talked to Noah about it like the other day. So we're playing around with the idea of getting CCC. Like I said, it makes sense to speak the adjuster's language. You don't have near as many issues.
Yeah.
Well, you got put yourself in their shoes, and you get something from Mobile Tech RX when they're used to CCC, and then they've got to convert everything over into. That ticked me off if it takes longer for me to do my job.
Right.
Right.
So they're not gonna. They don't want to approve it as fast.
Yeah, when they're just as busy as we are, and the last thing I want to do is sit there and try to dissect whatever estimating system you use and try to get it plugged in. And I mean, if they can just convert it over real quick and then just add whatever they need to or do whatever, it's liable.
I think
they're going to work.
I think the majority of retail locations like us and stuff, that's what we're going to end up all going to. And then teams like y'all that go out and manage storms and stuff like that, it just makes sense,
right,
to have it. So
yeah,
I think nowadays, pretty much have to have it now. So But anyway, so how long have y'all been married?
Why'd you do that? No, I'm just kidding. 11, going on 11 years. It's 10 years.
Yeah. What's your anniversary?
Yeah. November 16th. I know that.
He
you still have to look at her.
I know. You got to. Just wait for that hand to come up,
Look, Amanda made our passcode on the work phone, and I still forget it sometimes. I'm like, how do I forget it? Hold on, I got a customer out picking up a car. I know
what her anniversary is, but I don't know how old she is.
Oh, you always think some of you are younger. Like, okay.
As long as she's above 18, it don't matter, right?
So we got Jimmy Rizzo. Corey, what's with the stream on? Oh, sorry. I guess that ain't for you. I don't know.
I don't either.
What's with the StreamYard link? Yeah, I'm real. Maybe don't do that and just. Okay. Anyway, somebody on YouTube. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, all right.
Sorry. Somebody else. Facebook users reminds me I need to make a T-shirt with Corey and his wife's famous ocean pose.
Yeah. Our Jamaica pose.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
we're going back this year.
I don't know who that is, but get ready. We're going back to Jamaica, so brace yourself.
Yeah. Start looking.
I was wondering.
I was honestly wondering
if that was the picture you're going to send me to use for your promo banner. I was like, watch him send that.
Oh, I should have. I actually thought about it. I was scrolling through and I saw it. I looked at it. I was like, man,
Stephen Dyke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll send him a special one.
He'll subscribe to your OnlyFans too. Hell with it.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Man.
All right. We got some weird thing. Hold on, I'm about to block.
We get spam from YouTube a lot.
All right, it's blocked.
It's on YouTube.
What's up, Adam?
At the same time.
Yeah. We didn't want to make you nervous.
But usually
500 people watching.
But we usually get like spam people every now and then popping up just from the YouTube thing.
Right.
And of course, we don't always put it up on the screen, but you'll see it on the side. Man, it'll get crazy sometimes. There was one, it just like took over on the last one. Corey's feet pics or not.
Oh, they're cracked up to me. They just cracked.
Yeah, they're cracked. Ain't no time.
Nick, OnlyFans colored me there.
Just go ahead. You can
Apparently I got a following that I don't even know about.
You do, yeah. Look at
it's
gonna make you money. You didn't even have to get a rental house.
Hey, I'm
you
out.
have an Airbnb.
I'm looking for a way out. So if you guys want to subscribe, I'm in. I mean, we'll make it happen.
You got a ring light and all.
You got a ring light and all. And a back
cave. I'll send them whatever they want.
I'm sure you can find some concrete and a semi and some turkeys and just
oh yeah,
incorporate all that into one.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, the love of Ginger Bros. You never know where we're going.
Nope. So how we were kind of talking about, eventually, you'll retire from this business. Do you have like a plan of when you think you may retire?
I know it always moves.
I know you're old and you want to retire, but
I know. But the needle, you always come up with a different idea. And next thing you know, it's like, well, that takes money, so that's going to make my health. But ideally, trying to get in my head is like, I'm 38 now, and it's like I can run hard for like another 2 years of 6-7 months, whatever, just wide open on the road. Hopefully at 40, I'll just throttle it back and maybe go work 4 or 5 months, and then get to where eventually, don't have to do it at all, or just a select few, the people, and maybe go work just 2 or 3 months just for a little walking around money or something. But other than that, hopefully just run hard for a couple more years. And
well, you can just let Brittany go out there and do all of what she does, and you can just sit in the.
That's what I told her.
I was like, retire?
Yeah.
No, I need something to do. I can't just not do anything. Entirely too much money and shop too much.
He can hand you a water or something like that,
Yeah.
Do you have your own pack out?
Go to work.
I'm going pack out office.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty ambitious, so to be able to throttle back would be pretty hard. I don't know. We'll see. But that's what I'd like to do. I'm going to try it, but because we're getting set up, and I've trying to put up a plan, and in my opinion, that we've got a golden opportunity. That the dent business is a vehicle to get you somewhere, and to me, it's not a career. But it's a good opportunity to get you somewhere where you don't absolutely have to do it every single day. If you want to, do a smash or two a week, just something to do is fine. But man, just to do it in and out 12 hours a day, it's a hard job, and your body can't handle that, and your elbows and shoulders and back, and we all know it, you can see the writing on the wall, and I can tell now that, I move slower and my body hurts, and even though I'm 38, but I've run pretty hard pushing dents, and I can feel it already. So I know another 10 years, so you got to think about that stuff.
Well, I hadn't talked to you a whole lot since Andy's meetup, this first one we had, and I met y'all and talked to you a good bit there, and kind of talked about everything that y'all have going on outside of PDR. Like you said, the dent repair is an avenue to put you, where you're able to do all this other stuff. And I know y'all had a lot of like real estate stuff. And,
what's smarter than getting off the hell trail and buying squatted trucks and wheel lights and
jet skis? It's hard to sell a jet ski in January,
I like that you're planning ahead. That's super smart.
Yeah, because I didn't.
Don't read Andy Ott's comment. Just hopped on. Corey Pope is a top-notch dude. Glad to have a chance to work.
Yeah, Andy, I like working for him. He's a solid dude.
He's awesome.
He's got Andy Ott, but he's got a really nice shop up in Jeff City, and he's got it going on.
Yeah, he does.
We've had him on the show before, and I met him in my first MTE. Okay. Like he's kind of I tell everybody like he's a quieter Matt Moore. Like he's got stuff going on like Matt Moore's got going, but nobody knows Andy as well as Matt. You know what I mean? But his shop is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's another. He's got a lot going on outside the dent business too. So
68. Dang, still out hitting the trail to 60.
Who is this?
Man.
Yeah,
another Facebook user.
Blessed with a rugged body. Hell yeah.
I don't know, man. I always say if I'm pushing dents after 60, just go ahead and put me down. I don't know if I can
do it. Same way. Yeah.
I don't know if any of us could.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. My end game is like having a self-sustained shop, in a few more years to where I'm not having to push as much. I've even kicked around the idea of maybe offering training, but I got to have somebody fully pushing dents so I can focus on training somebody. So that might last one trainee, and I'll be like, no, hell no, I'm good. But
right.
It's a lot harder training people than you would think. And what I do, I don't know about what you'll do, but what I do, I'm like, I can just do it myself. And I know that sounds really bad because I should have more patience with it, but it's really hard to like just not want to just take over and just do it because I imagine, and I don't have kids, and I'm going to say this, and I hope this doesn't sound bad, but I imagine it's like having your kids in the kitchen helping you cook.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're supposed to be teaching them, but you just want to move the hell out of the way and keep
Right,
cooking.
yeah.
Well, especially for what you do in a hail environment, you got to get the shit done. Like, it's hard to take a step back and slow down, and like that's a bad place to be learning, really.
Yeah, and other people doing it too. It's hard to delegate tasks because you get too many hands in it. You don't know what somebody's done here and there, and it's a lot easier if I just do it, just because I know what I've done with this claim and that claim and this customer, and you don't get the cross lines whenever it's just one person dealing with it.
It's like R9 a car. Somebody takes a car apart and you gotta go put it back together. It's a shit show.
You're trying to find it. Because everybody puts screws in different places and looking at door panels
where they don't belong.
Right. Yeah, probably, most likely.
It belongs there for them, but not for you. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard having people or to teach people to do things your way because they may have a way that's better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just have to. Every way is different for everyone. I've realized that a lot in this industry.
Absolutely.
I learn something every storm.
Right. So when did you come aboard with Corey? Did I miss that when I was taking care of my customer?
No, he was working in 2011 for my uncle. Well, at my uncle's body shop. We got a hailstorm in my hometown and blind date. And then I started traveling with him that November. And I just kind of...
When did you actually start doing like?
The first storm I ran was 2017.
Wow.
Like Jane Jackson's storm in 2017. But I had always helped him or done anything. But Shane's area in Greenville got hit. And he called in some people. And I just kind of... I didn't take over, but just ran his thing. Then it was after that, I just kind of just kept rolling. 2019 was my busiest year.
Kind of everywhere, just one place that was crazy.
And doing remote for other people too, so you can even process claims
remotely as well.
Wow,
that's nice. Yeah.
Time. So even if you only had, just a handful of cars and you didn't want to mess with it, or didn't have, the CCC or whatever, or know the portals, and because the way insurance is now, everything's virtual and on portals, and so you got to, that even though they send you an email on the estimate, it's not the right email, and you got to know the right portal to send it in, and they change it all the time, so it's,
basically
so if you don't know that stuff, it can make it a headache. You send it in, you think you sent in your supplement, but you didn't send it to them because they sent the wrong email.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus!
Or you look at it and it was written up by Dent Concepts, and then you got then you look at that's how it was with this Nationwide one I did last week. The customer sent me the initial, and I just printed it out, and next day I'm looking at it, I'm like, hold on, it says Dent Concepts on here. Send everything to them, invoices. All, I'm like, nope. Luckily, the Nationwide lady had contacted me for an updated W-9, so I emailed her back. It's like, hey, I'm my own dent company. I can send it to you, or you can point me to somebody with Nationwide that I can send the supplement to. She said, you can just send it to me. So.
Next Terra, baby. Yeah, you're saying. Yeah, we had that issue a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh my God, what a nightmare.
Yeah. But no, it worked out for me. Just finding the right channel.
That's all it's about, But
anyway.
I'm still waiting for more people.
I forgot.
I knew my customer, she picked up after hours, and I knew there'd be an issue with the lockbox. I called it. I had to go out there and get the keys out of the lockbox for it.
So BMW dropped one off the other night, and same guy that always drops them off. And he texted me. He said, hey, the box was locked, and so I put it in your mail slot.
Sounds sexual.
So I came over here. He put it in the drop box, and he's looking at the one for after hour pickup. Put a code in there and lock the key in. I text him. I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. Yeah. Anyway. Oh man.
We're at the halfway mark, so we can start talking about the Airbnb. We got plenty to talk about still.
All right.
So y'all got the the nice little Airbnb, and I remember seeing the pictures of y'all before and after, and kind of during and stuff. And so you want to pick your phone up?
Oh, no, it's not. Our dog Charlie, he stood up and he was wanting so I had to pet him and knock my phone off the table. He's probably waiting on something to eat.
He's waiting on dinner.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah. So where's the Airbnb at again?
It's in Surfside Beach, South Carolina, which is just south of Myrtle Beach. And we
what's
picked
the
that
name of it?
location just because that's where her mom lives, and we go down there every winter, so that's why we picked that. But,
Yeah, might as well have a place to chill and make some money off of it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
That's nice. We can go visit my family in the winter, so we can just stay in our own place.
and
If
yeah,
it's
that's
not
awesome.
rented.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, we've been talking about it for 10 years.
No girls trip. I've already asked.
And especially, wait till market's like super high to buy something, but it's still working out good.
That's good.
It'll
Even-
definitely work out.
Oh yeah, and that's
No,
like
absolutely.
more. This is kind of our test trial to. So we got other real estate too, some long term stuff. So
That's easy though. We don't deal with that.
I don't have to. It's not much of a headache. Basically, I just get phone calls whenever they need money.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to put in
Right.
AC or this
Yeah.
or whatever. So we
Nice.
got 6 duplexes and a part owner of a 92 unit apartment complex and a mobile home park. So on top of the Airbnb.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Hell
so
yeah.
it's going all right. I mean, to me, it doesn't
That-
sound like enough, but to some people, it's like, man, that's overwhelming. But
Yeah, that sounds like me.
it's not a push dent, so it's not enough.
When you start
Yeah.
Yeah,
all in.
but it's been good, and I bought the long term stuff at the right time, so I'm sitting good in that stuff. So
Nice.
Yeah.
And you did all the work to the Airbnb yourself.
yeah, and about halfway through it, I was like, man, I like working on cars because I'm not a freaking Allen or
We did good though. We really
yeah, we did pretty good, but
I was really, when you're there in the moment, you don't see what you do. You know you're doing it, but you're like,
Yeah.
you don't think. But we got the pictures back, and we were already back in Missouri, and we just kind of looked at the pictures. I was like, oh my gosh, we did that. Like,
Yeah, that's awesome.
and I'm like proud. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just almost cried. I was like, this is crazy, just because it turned out so much more better than I thought it could ever.
it was way more work.
And it was a lot of work.
I mean, it's a
A lot of
5-bedroom
work.
house that needed everything, So when you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, everything's times 5 or times 6.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's expensive, and then
Oh,
I mean, literally, like I would get up at 6 and work till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, like every day.
Wow.
For months, probably took off maybe 5 total days.
We worked Christmas.
I was like, I'm ready to go like fix some cars because
Yeah.
and I'm not a house guy, but I learned a lot, But and YouTube
Yeah.
was my friend, I learned a lot. Like, well,
By the time you get it all done and it's nice, then you're sick of it. You don't want to be.
oh
in
yeah,
it.
I was like, I'm
That's like when I was in New Orleans for 2 years after Katrina, and I lived in bought a brand new travel trailer and lived in that sucker every day for 2 years. When I left there, I sold that sucker, and I didn't buy one until 2 years ago.
right. That's what people say is like, cause we got a 40-foot fifth wheel that we travel in and stay in. Like, man, you guys, why you got such a big camper and all this? I'm like, stay in it for 6
We
months.
live
You
in this.
Yeah.
get
And
small
Yeah.
quick,
Charlie comes with all of his
Yeah,
stuff. He's
so-
like having a kid.
Oh yeah,
You get small fast.
Right.
it does.
Sure.
It does.
Yeah, Amanda wants to get into some rental properties and stuff, and I was like, I'm not a DIYer. Like, it's gonna be hiring somebody because this ain't the guy. I am no, not for the ag fix dents. That's about as far as I can go with anything.
Yeah, but for what we did on the house, though, if I'd have paid somebody to do it, I'd either been mad and redone it myself, or
Right.
I couldn't
feel
afford
like
to done it because I mean,
Yeah.
that's a big undertaking to
We'd had no idea
to
what
not
we
only
were getting
furnish,
into.
newly
Right.
furnish a 5-bedroom house, but to completely remodel. That's a lot to take on.
We kind of thought,
Right.
we'll just have to update the paint, because the paint, we knew that was the first thing. It's like we want to go more like the neutral, clean, just open, airy, and it had really dark colors and just wild colors. And
Yeah.
so it's like, well, once we did that, and then it's like you realize, oh, well, the carpet's really bad because they had like rugs down that we didn't know that there were stains under. So it's like, okay, well, now the carpet looks really bad. So let's change the carpet. Oh, well, we were just going to clean the baseboards. Then that turned into, well, you can't do
Paint
that
them.
because we got to paint those and we got to paint the doors. And like, I don't think that there's anything in that house that we didn't paint.
That's crazy.
And then even like the salt water, it's hard. The salt air, it's hard on stuff. And so even like the air register is rusty, and I mean everything's rusty, and so it's just you go and you got to bulletproof those things because it's a whole different mindset, because you don't want complaints
on vacation.
They're on vacation. They don't want problems. So in my opinion, you go the extra mile and you get do it right and do it beyond probably what you should. Plus, you're trying to bulletproof it because some kid's going to be hanging off the ceiling fan. And
absolutely.
all that kind of stuff. Because they don't care.
That's the built-in bunks. Really, we need to do these built-in. We can't just have bunk beds. If they're going to be replaced every month or two, like it's just going to get torn up, and so we had to think outside of the box a lot.
Yeah, I'm surprised they had carpet in it being a beach house or whatever. Most of them were like all tile.
The bedrooms are. Yeah, the bedrooms are.
Yeah.
I got you.
And we try to go with a different style, because everybody does like the Hobby Lobby style, and that was like my one thing is like this thing is not Hobby Lobby. So we had like friends make headboards, like do personal touches, to make it different. And
right.
And as soon as we put it online, I mean that thing freaking booked up solid, So
that's awesome.
It's been going good so far. Knock on wood, but
that's great.
We've only had one easily resolved. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just had a cleaner that just kind of thinks she bit off more than she could chew. So.
Yeah, that's a small problem. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Other than that, it's rocking and rolling now. We got it ironed out, and hopefully it's smooth sailing.
But it's like learning the dent business or whatever. You can find all the Facebook groups and all the pages, and you try to read as much as you can and listen to podcasts and everything you can do. It's what I did when I did the real estate stuff too. Just listen to Bigger Pockets and just try to absorb as much as you can.
Yeah,
right.
And eventually he's got to jump though too. So and nothing like jumping on your first rental when it's $1 million place. But
that's what
whatever.
Yeah.
But so then you try to learn all the ins and outs on how the back end works with all the technology and all the the programs to create the door codes that automatically generate and all the property management software and like there's
the guest book and
the digital guest book because we don't have like a paper guest book like a lot of places have. We have a digital guest book that you can just text it and it has I can update it from my phone and it has all the information you want and all the way down to like I put in a thing called StayFi, which might be handy for like busy dent shops too, but it's called StayFi. And how it is basically a splash page. So if you go to like a hotel or whatever, and it says "Welcome to Hilton," put in your email to access the internet. So all the guests log in their email. So now you have a whole list of emails, so you can direct market to not only do you have the email address of the person that booked it. Now you've got the email addresses of everybody that stayed there that logged onto the Wi-Fi.
Smart.
So we hooked
up
that.
So when you need to do a mass email for like promotional stuff or anything like that, you have all the emails that have ever logged into your StayFi.
All the way down.
That's huge.
Like a little adapter that hooks into my internet router that automatically, so if it gets logged off for some reason, it automatically reboots the router because I don't want a phone call. Hey, your internet's not down, and I got to find somebody to send over. So subscribe to a deal that resets the router for me. And just anything you could think of to try to make it, streamline it.
For sure.
And so far, people's like, they can't believe like we've stayed in, all kinds of Airbnb and vacation rentals, and it's never had the amenities like this one does. So, and that's what we,
I mean, but we also had a year. We bought it, and the lady that we bought it from, that was in the contract that she managed it for the first year because she felt like those bookings that she had booked up for that summer were hers, and that was fine with us. And so we had a year to really just research, process, find out. I mean, it's funny because my mom, she was like, well, you guys don't take advice well. And I'm like, it's not that we are not taking your advice. It's just, we've already got this all planned out. Like we've been planned out.
This is our baby.
It might not be right,
it's not that we don't want your advice or we don't want anybody else's opinion. It's just, this has been our child for a year.
Just trying to think
what can we do to set this? I mean, because there's a million places in Myrtle Beach, Surfside, Garden City. So what can make ours different is basically what we went for.
And we've traveled enough and
stayed enough.
Stayed in so many of them, and it's just like just put together. So what are those other places missing, and then just put them all into
Yeah.
one. And everybody's like, man, you guys just knocked it out of the park. And so
That's awesome.
hopefully we can just duplicate it a couple more
I
times.
hope
And
so. But I don't know about the
my tools are going
full
to start
remodel.
rusting a little bit.
Yeah.
How
Yeah, we're done talking about the rental, so she got on now. She's like,
so were y'all at the rental when the balloon got popped?
Yeah, me and Bob Coker standing in the street.
crazy.
I saw the video and I'm like,
Yeah, it was pretty
It
awesome.
went viral, didn't it?
Yeah, I wish I'd have caught it.
It
Like,
was literally like
Yeah.
less than a mile from our beach house.
it was right over the top, and it was pretty cool. Standing there just chanting USA right in the street. But
yeah.
America.
it was pretty wild, because I seen it coming, and like some jets were swirling for like a couple hours because it was moving really slow. And then all of a sudden, this one jet popped out of nowhere, and it like tailed off, but you could see the missile shooting straight forward. I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit, he actually shot. It was pretty cool to see, But,
Yeah, that's a once in a lifetime thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. People actually got to see it get
I
shot
told
down.
him, I said, we should advertise that on the Airbnb.
Yeah.
This is
Right
where
here's where the balloon got
it's
shot down.
fabulous.
Home of the balloon shot.
Have a still
so
shot of right when it explodes and just have it framed inside there.
Hey, that'd be awesome.
It was on the news. It was like tiny beach town, Surfside Beach, South Carolina. The balloon gets taken down. I'm just like, oh my gosh, of course the year we're doing the Airbnb is the year something like that's going to make
Naturally, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you people are familiar with Myrtle Beach, but it's like the perfect place for it to get shot down because it's a redneck Riviera,
I've been
the
there.
perfect place.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have seen the
So,
news
Mark,
crews out there. I'd have been that Alabama idiot that
Oh yeah.
finger in his belly button. Yeah,
just do everything on purpose to make it look like you're the biggest redneck around. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah.
As y'all's Airbnb, man, I said it really is a redneck Riviera. Is it on the like directly on the beach? Can you walk out on the beach from here?
No, we're 200 feet. So it's like a second row home,
Okay,
which
I was just
I don't know. I thought I wanted a beachfront house, but the more I think about it, I'm not really sure I want to. Just it sounds all glory, but you get about the same amount of rent. But the beachfront house, that's
Like,
your defensive
profit-wise.
line. They're taking
Yeah.
a beating from the sand and the salt, and all their pools are
Yeah.
getting full of sand. And those houses, man, they just that wind beating on them all the time.
oh, absolutely.
It's a lot more maintenance, and I don't know. It's like maybe I don't want one. You just
Right.
a row or two back is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Close
Right.
enough. Nobody complains. They talk about how good the location is. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
I like how y'all got everything streamlined because that's the last thing you want when you're pushing hell, like somebody calling you about this or bugging you about that. Like,
Yeah.
no.
And as soon as you get
And
one,
we
you know how
both
it
have
is.
the notifications and stuff, so we both can handle it if we need to. And there's a lot of times where it's easier for me to, or easier for him to.
Right.
You know how it is these days. I mean, it's the land of reviews, so
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
reviews are everything. So if
Yeah.
Everyone
they
reads
start,
the
even if I think even Airbnb, they start getting them like 4.5. That's starting to be on like the low side. So, and they start
Mhm.
docking it. So you better, you got to keep it at least above a 4.8, which is hard. It's hard to please everybody. So
Yeah.
It is. We
you
got
got hard to keep your reviews up. So
Speaking of reviews,
We had a-
go to the Cloudburst management page. I can't even get reviewed yet because I don't have enough people like it. So not yet
No,
reviewed.
on Facebook.
Yeah,
I'm doing it right now.
Let's see here.
but it is quite a.
I got like 3 reviews, but it says I'm not rated because I don't have enough.
I'm trying. I'm working on it. Yeah, we know. I'm already following. Boom! Look at that. I'm following.
There you go. Already
There we
on.
go.
I'm a fan. But now them reviews, we had one the other day. Like we didn't even work on the customer's car. I got a 4-star review that said they were very nice, but too high for my taste or too high for me or something like that. I'm like, seriously, like, come on, man.
Just don't
Yeah, I know.
realize
Just-
that either. Everybody
No.
wants a deal, but when the deals come, you do not get what
What's up,
what
Biggs?
you want.
I got my credit card ready for you.
Oh snap! They won't come see me. I can't ever see them unless it's MTE because I don't ever get hail. They won't come see me if you ain't got hail.
That's a
I'll see
love-hate
Tim and
relationship.
Bonnie. Oh, I know, right? I get to see Tim and Bonnie every once. Tim and Bonnie like staying in the Smoky Mountains, so
Right.
I hate that my shop's on the path to the Smoky Mountains because you break me every time you come by. Like I'm buying something. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got the Airbnb out. What about cars? I know you got your wagon and
Yeah,
you're working on.
Now I'm building our 77 Bronco. It was
sweet too.
She got it's her dad's Bronco. It's kind of rough, so I'm taking the express lane on it, and bought a rust belt, a new body for it.
That South Carolina rust.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I fought so much rust on that wagon. It's like if I can get a new body and speed this up, it's like what's the point of fighting it? You know, so got a new body for it. And actually, got a new. I'm going a different route, and everybody puts Coyotes in Broncos, so I ordered a R2.8 Cummins crate for it.
Actually, Brendan was already on. He was asking.
Yeah, actually showed up at my shop today at home, so I'm excited to. There's Charlie Pride.
Hey, what up, Charlie Pride? I love it.
There he is.
That's awesome.
Man. The old shop dog.
Even more tie for y'all today.
He's got his ties ready. He's fucking scooter on.
Brendan's excited. He said, "You said it's come and swap."
Yeah. So I'll be a YouTube certified diesel mechanic by the time that's done. But yeah, I ordered that thing back in June, and it just now showed up today. So I'm excited.
Nice.
Something different, you know. Everything I've always built's always been on air ride, so I'm kind of excited to build a drive.
Right. My cousin's got a square body. Yeah. My cousin's got a square body dually, and I don't know if he's done it yet, but he's gonna come and swap it.
Nice.
I was like, that's different.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I'm too old to know what YTCC stands for.
Me too. Same girl saying.
Dumb it down, Brendan.
Come on, B. You know we old. He's like 21.
Yeah.
YouTube Community College. There you go.
Oh yeah. That's definitely me.
That's pretty good. I like it. I'm going to use that. Charlie gotta go.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, I've got a diesel mechanic guy, big old business down the street, and I do a lot of dent work for him. And he loves rebuilding, the 6.0s, the Fords and stuff. And he'll bring them by here, and it'll still say Power Stroke on there. So I open the hood and have a 5.9 Cummins in that sucker.
Nice.
Totally swapped. I said, well, you get the comfort of the Ford, but the reliability of the Cummins. I'm like, yeah, I see.
Is that why everybody, because I ain't familiar with all of it, is that why Cummins just a more reliable diesel engine than everything else?
Pretty much.
Reliable, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically, I don't know, it's an old 4BT. It's basically just a modern electronic version of the 4BT. So those things get like 30-some mile a gallon and just not a whole lot of power, but, I'm just going for their different factor. Just like I said, everybody does the Coyote thing, and that's kind of one reason I built my wagon. Just at the time when I bought it, they weren't so popular 10 years ago, but now wagons are a lot more popular.
Yeah.
So it's even when you drive it around, people don't even know. Like I tell them what it is, and they're like, "I didn't even know Chevy made that," So, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it's just an Impala station wagon. But
it's a very different.
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Sucker is phenomenal.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love those Broncos too.
Yes.
Actually, Mom's own. She could tell me what year was Bill's, my granddad's Bronco. He had one. He ran mail in. That thing was indestructible. We ended up, when I was a little kid, we out in the woods. We go hunting in it and everything.
Yeah, that's what my dad was forever. It's the first thing I learned how to drive.
Yeah,
and my dad.
Because I have such a vision of how I want to have it done, and it's funny because I'm like, I want these big mud grip tires. I want a whip antenna. I want a CB radio. Like I want
Toby
Keith.
School build,
I want Toby Keith. She should have been a cowboy playing. Like I want it to be like what I remember it with my dad. Like I don't really care if it's a show truck or whatever. Like I'm building it from a different place.
Yeah, you're building from the heart. It ain't.
But
who cares what everybody thinks about it?
Yeah, but then when I do things, it's going to be over the top and unnecessary. And it was like, you're going to build it to off-road it. I'm like, you better not.
It'll look like it can.
Yeah, that is it. I don't even think about it.
It's a road princess.
Yeah.
It was around a 73. So, that thing, they're indestructible.
Yeah. 66 to 77. were
That's
that
funny.
original. So my dad still
Mall
has this
crawler.
67.
Yeah,
had
mall
the,
crawl. Yeah, get up on the curb and that's about it.
I had the
Just don't do
72,
oh yeah.
and I'll hopefully his 67 better be mine.
Don't do like the. Just
I
don't do
was
like the
raised
Jeep
in that
people.
thing.
Don't do like the Jeep
that's
people pull up on
exactly
each
how
other's tires and shit.
Right.
I remember my mom when she would go to the hunting club with me and Daddy and put out corn at night. I'd have to ride on a pillow in the center. And my butt would get so hot because the motor was red or whatever. I guess
Yeah.
not motor, but
Transmission.
the transmission.
Transmission,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just getting my butt just burnt up.
We had the solid metal, floorboards.
Yeah.
And so, like my dad's, it was our hunting vehicle for so long. And so when it'd be so cold, it takes so long for the little bit of the heater to even heat up in that thing.
Mm.
He'd get going down the road, and I'd take my boots off and stick my feet on the metal floor.
On the floor,
It'd
yeah.
warm up just like that.
Hell yeah. No,
And
that's awesome.
he had a center console, and it was made by Igloo. And this was back in the 70s, and
That's
I mean,
cool.
he doesn't have any anymore. I've seen some on eBay for sale, but God, they won't. They're used, but they want hundreds of dollars for them.
Of course.
But it had 2 cup holders, down in it, and it was a pretty deep one, but it fit perfect in those Broncos. And the top had Igloo and had like this cross hatch pattern on it. But the Bronco back then was red with a white top, and that sucker was white with a red top.
That was burgundy with a silver top.
Yeah,
Really?
So it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
What,
made some cool accessories like that. Like that center console cooler, and they made some
Yeah.
pretty wild stuff back in the day, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Or like the old the bullet, the air conditioners that hung on the side of the windows, and just some off the wall stuff. It's pretty neat.
Right. How long did it take you to build your Impala?
I had it for 10 years.
Brittany's eyes are rolling.
It's a lot of work.
It was.
Of course, I had to build the biggest, hardest car you could build because it's got more trim on it. And it's not even like a Nomad that has all the polished trim down the side. But so then, I was ordering parts and was kind of work on it here and there. Then we decided to move. And so we built the shop and kind of put it on the back burner and then work on it a little bit. Then decided to build a house. And then we finally got all that done. So I really got like 4 winters and 4 off seasons getting it done by the time. So whatever that is,
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, but man, that was another labor of love, just
Right.
His favorite part was when he got COVID and he was quarantined to the shop because I didn't have
Oh,
COVID.
he's like,
I feel bad. I'm
And
like,
so
hell
he
yeah.
lived in the camper in the shop and worked from sun up to sundown on the
Man, I got all kinds of
car.
stuff done in a couple weeks.
And then he finished,
Oh, man.
gets over COVID. He's like, that was really handy.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot done.
I need COVID more often.
Yeah. I just take a lunchbox and hang it on the
Yeah.
shop door and here's your dinner.
That's awesome.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
how long do you think you'll be on the Bronco?
I'm really hoping, depends on how the hell year goes, and what extra parts I can buy. But I'd like to buy a bunch of parts and hopefully I can get it done in a couple of years.
Awesome.
And my interior guy that I use, he's in outside of Louisville, and he's actually he stays about 2 years out all the time. So hopefully I can time that just right. And
Go ahead and get on
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
like I talked to him just a few months ago, like, hey, what's your schedule look like? He's like, I'm about 2 years out. I'm like, damn, that's a hell of a business to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And he charges a premium, he's not
He
scared to
does
charge. And it's
amazing
like,
work.
But man, he does killer
if
work.
If you
though.
ever need interior.
So that was mine in high school.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Uh,
I wish I
because
had pictures of my dad's.
I know.
I just have these 3 pictures in which, look, what's funny, you can see, like, I even have the BF Goodrich sticker and the Dick Seapick stickers
Yep.
on the back.
Dad's is a truck, so
And y'all's is going to be a truck, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
short cab.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first
gotta
one,
get
my
that
dad was
done. Go ahead.
looking for one of those for me. And then, anyway, had a 74 model, gave that to me when I turned 16, but it needed a lot of work. And I was out there every afternoon after school sanding away on it and stuff. And anyway, he was rebuilding the 72, the motor and all that. And it had 302 in it, but he put all aluminum heads on it. Edelbrock, 4-barrel carb, all this nice. I mean,
Right.
this sucker had no rust on it whatsoever. If I had that today in the condition it was in high school, it'd be a $60,000-$70,000 Bronco. He bought it and sold it for $4,000.
All right. That's crazy.
Mid-90s.
How cool
So
is that though? That was like your high school vehicle. Like that's
Yeah, right.
Kids in high school now, like hell, when I was in high school, I didn't get that kind of vehicle. Those are cool. Like we were at a car show a couple weeks ago, and I told him, I said, it kind of sucks generation wise, just because these cars or these old cars, they're always going to be classics. They're always going to be really cool. But think about like
now,
our car, like my Explorer in 50 years. I doubt it's going to be at a car show.
Who's fixing up a Cavalier?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody going to be fixing up a Cavalier.
It's gonna be all Subarus and Civics. This is a muscle car.
It's dying. I feel like it's dying art.
Well, they say it all looks like just regular street traffic, Just,
Right.
Like,
just go by.
It kind of
be
sucks.
done.
I feel like I got robbed because I got the Bronco, but he knows all these. Even my mom was like walking down the car show, and she was like, "Well, that's that." And I remember when such and such drove that, and I was like, "You suck," just because I didn't even know.
Right.
Yeah, I learned a valuable lesson on that Bronco after having it for almost 2 years, year and a half, driving it. It didn't have AC. So every time it rained, everything fogged up inside. And so then you try to drive down the road with little tiny wipers and trying to wipe the inside. And, I had dual flow masters on that sucker. So it was a loud tin can. And I complained one time to my dad about it. And we had like a knockdown, drag out. Like, I complained about everything on that thing on a Thursday night. And when I woke up that Friday morning, there were keys to his little Toyota truck. And the Bronco was gone. And I called him at lunchtime from school and apologized for it. And he's like, I said, I'll start driving it again. He said, no, you won't? I said, why not? He said, I sold that sumbitch before 11 o'clock this morning.
Solve that problem, huh?
Yeah. But you won't bitch again ever in your life.
I assured you of all things that you were grateful for.
but back then it was like they were older vehicles, like they were a dime a dozen. You could.
Yeah, he didn't think about it then. It's like even all the materials and all that stuff.
He didn't either. If he didn't know they'd be worth what they are now, he wouldn't have sold those.
Well, look now. The OBS Chevys, like the early 90 model Chevys, are going for premium dollar. It's shit.
Right. It's crazy.
Square bodies, you can get you a long wheelbase all day for about $2,000, but you ain't get no short wheelbase. Like
Toyota Tacoma or old pickup. The 22R with 80s models. I mean, they're just ridiculous now.
My square body, when I was down there, I seen it and asked that boy how much he wanted for it. He said $4,000. I ran to the bank. I was like, I'll be right back. Like I was not. There wasn't going to be a second thought here, right here.
Yeah. After I get the Bronco done, I really want to get a NASCAR Craftsman truck and take the body off of it and put an old C10 body on it and make it street legal.
Oh my God, that'd be sweet.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Sketchfest.
Oh yeah, something just beat on the highway. I got to hurry up and get that Bronco done because I only do one at a time because I don't want to be that guy that has like 6 projects going on and never finishes one.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to get this Bronco done so I can get my Craftsman truck going.
That's going to be awesome.
Oh, it's going to be badass. I'm looking
I
forward
feel
to
like when you multitask with multiple cars, like you're not giving that one car that total effort. You know what I mean? So and this is definitely the Bronco. Something you want to spend your time on and get it right and everything.
I'll do it right, but it'll get done. I'll get her done.
I think you ought to do a retro paint job like with the different color, like 80s stripes or the 70s back. Yeah, or keep it to that era, but like the Dick Seapick type, sand dune paint job. I
like that Ranger style where they had like the kind of went over the wheel well. That's a good looking style. But I don't know. Haven't crossed that bridge yet.
Yeah. Brittany's like, it's gonna be what I want. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I got a color picked out, but I don't know about stripes. I haven't brought up the stripes yet. We
had a big debate over tires.
What color?
I want these like a dark blue.
I want like a really dark midnight with a lot of pearl.
That's like there's that Cadillac color. I don't know. That looks black or at night, but it's like a dark blue in the day. It's a pretty sweet color. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a long ways away.
Right. Yeah. You got a minute. Plenty of
But I
conversations
do.
to be
I'm
had
always
about
looking at
that.
that stuff. Always just looking at Broncos and just getting ideas.
I told him, I said, I'm excited because I actually get a say so in this, you know.
Right.
The wagon, I mean,
She hates that thing.
it just wouldn't be what I pick. But I mean, it looks really good. He did a great
Oh,
job.
I love it. Yeah, it's
You
gorgeous.
can't, I just told him, I was like, it doesn't really look like a car I would pick for him. But
Different.
it works.
I just try to be different,
Nobody thinks I drive a minivan, but I do. So
Yeah. I drove a 98 Windstar at a time. I ain't scared.
Yeah.
nice. That's what I tell everybody. I was like, if I want to be cool, I'll go home and get the truck. Like the minivan is practical. It does what I need it to. I don't give a shit about being cool anymore. So
Awesome. Yeah,
Cool.
I want to get a 91, 92 Chevy Lumina, and then make it look like a NASCAR. Have it.
I'll get the Ford Taurus, and then you be like Days of Thunder, just beat the
Yeah,
shit
that's
out
what
of
I
each other.
want, like the mellow yellow paint job. Have it all decked out. And,
City car.
Hey, I watch like Bring a Trailer, and I have a keyword for race cars pop up, like an old vintage NASCAR. It's like, man, how hard it is not to buy one of them things. Because I like the early 90s NASCARs. Man, those things are sweet. They do track days and stuff with them. Man, it'd be so awesome. One project at a time.
Brittany, here you go.
Where the heck are you going to put
We got him all pumped up now.
Change of plans. I want to be done full-time hailing, but then I like cars and expensive hobbies, so we'll see how that goes.
At least it's cool cars. Like I said, at least it ain't wheel lights and squatted trucks. So it's a big difference.
But I did get another booking while we're doing the podcast. So I'm making money on the show. So that's what it's all about.
Nice.
there
Look
you
at
go.
you. That's awesome. I love it.
It came across.
Maybe it was-
I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. That's a good weekend right there.
Maybe it was a viewer. Maybe we helped you out. I doubt it.
Yeah,
We didn't even say
Facebook.
the name of it.
I don't even know who it is.
It's probably Amanda. She's like, shit, we staying at the beach. You don't even know yet.
I don't know what his name was.
Somebody said the
Vacation.
Dale Wrangler car.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Some Justin guy. I don't know who Justin. Justin from Glassboro, New Jersey. So,
Yeah, no.
anybody on there?
Oh, a lot of people in that
He may be a
area.
Facebook user.
Right.
Either way, but that's good though.
More like Talladega Nights.
Well, we know y'all are busy and everything, but we're at the hour mark. Just
I
over
still
the
gotta
hour
go do my
mark.
That
walk.
went by quick.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah,
fast.
Went by
you
real
would.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
That's
I
awesome.
told you everybody gets on, gets worried about it and stuff, and it just breezes by. It's nothing. So
It does.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it didn't put anybody to sleep. I seen Andy starting to yawn a little bit. I'm like, all right.
that's because I was here at
I haven't
5 o'clock
seen
this
a-
morning and I haven't stopped yet, and I still gotta go do a walk. So yeah,
I haven't
I'm
seen
little wore out.
a picture from Bob yet with him
Yeah.
acting like he's sleeping. Was that you
That's
in the
hilarious.
background on the truck?
What's that?
Were you in the background of that picture he put?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why
Because
you
zooming
know
in,
that's
we
me.
couldn't tell, but
Yeah.
Oh, Bob Cope.
Yeah. His photography skills are clearly not that good.
yeah.
Take
anyway,
pictures
we're-
of a potato.
We appreciate y'all coming on and
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
And again, we thank all of our viewers for watching and commenting and everything. Look, there he is. All
He's
right,
been sneaking
There
around.
he is. Beach Boy Bobby right there, the one and only.
Oh man. But yeah, we're gonna close this out, end it, but we're gonna put y'all in the back room. Once it ends, we'll say our goodbyes real quick. So
Okay.
y'all just
All
hang
right.
tight real
Sounds
quick.
good.
But again, we don't know who we're gonna have on next week. We hadn't thought
We've been
about
flying
it.
by the seat of
We're
our
so
ass.
busy that finally Andy's like, "Hey, we gotta figure out who we're gonna have on this week." I'm like, okay, yeah. So if we call you or text you, y'all just say, "Yeah, we'll come on the show." But anyway,
Yep.
thanks again, Corey,
Thanks,
Brittany. Can't wait to see y'all again in person.
For sure.
But hope y'all have a hellacious hell season.
Hellacious.
A hellacious hell season.
I like that.